different paths, okay? Everything is being recorded, so you don't need to worry about it. We're going to focus on the different paths that are there. We have the traditional path, the BSMD, BSTO, early assurance. All that is what I'm going to delve deeper into today. So let's get started. Okay, I just need to access my presentation and I'll be just a minute. Okay, found it. Okay. Okay, so welcome to day two of the 3-day workshop, not a challenge, right? So today we're going to explore the different options that are there for a career in medicine, okay? So my mission is to simplify the college process, and that's why I have a lot of WhatsApp group, Facebook group, and everything. And Samya, please share the link to join our WhatsApp groups so that people can join. Okay, great. So what are we going to learn today? We're going to learn about the different medical paths. We're going to delve deeper into the traditional path, the early assurance, BSMD, BSDO, and everything. Okay, so our research program success. I just want to share with you, this is the acceptance letter from Duke. Okay, I want to highlight how important passion projects and research is, right? It says, I enjoyed reviewing your application and the admissions committee was impressed by your innovative projects and research prowess. So you see that this is from an acceptance letter, a handwritten acceptance letter from Duke, okay? Okay, so let's explore the different options about the medical programs. What are the different paths? We're going to start with the traditional path, which is 4 years of undergrad, followed by 4 years of MD. In between, there is a complete application process, an MCAT that needs to be taken. You need to have good GPA, you need to have research, you need to have medical shadowing and volunteering, okay? This is always a backup plan, right? Yes, you have the BSMD colleges in your list, but your backup is the traditional path, right? So the requirements to apply is basically students get to apply after 4 years. A specific major is not required. I'm sorry. There's no major for pre-med. There's no major called pre-med. Okay, you can major in anything, but they need those pre-medical courses like organic chemistry, biology, physics, calculus, mathematics, all that. All that requirement needs to be there before applying to the med school. Okay, they need MCAT score and letters of recommendation. Okay. Okay, so what's going on here? Okay, so the medical school application, it basically has a personal statement or a main essay. Then there's school-specific supplements when you're applying to the different med school. They need a resume, and then there are admission interviews. Okay, and the other requirements are the state residency. Some of them, they favor in-state residence and everything. And of course, you have to use a tool which is like a centralized application tool, which is the AMCAS. Whereas in the BSMD application, you use either Common App or one of the medical school portals to apply for it. But when you're applying after your undergrad, there is a whole centralized application system that you have to use to apply to the med schools. Okay. Now I'm going to go over MCAT. Now, MCAT includes biological and biochemical foundations, chemistry, psychological, social foundations, critical thinking, and reasoning. So this is how the MCAT test is like formulated. Okay, and the MCAT scores that are required is for the top tier, you need about 517 to 520. for the mid-tier, about 508 to 517, and the lower tier, 500 to 508. And now remember, for the BSMD, it's a conditional acceptance. Not every college waives MCAT. So although you get into the BSMD, you still need to submit your MCAT scores to transition into the MD program. Now, Hofstra gives students one attempt and they only need a score of 508. Although Hofstra is a top tier college, but in the BSMD program, they expect lower scores, right? So very, very few colleges have no MCAT, and college that does not have MCAT requirement, it's almost impossible to get into because their acceptance rates are like really, really, really low. Okay. Next, I'm just going to quickly recap the traditional process, the traditional track, which is you need very high GPA. So that's why it's not required to go to a name brand college at all. But in fact, go to a college where there's no grade degradation, or they kind of don't chop off your grades. So that's something that students look for. Letters of recommendation, research, clinical experience, and essays. Okay, so these are the requirements that's needed when you apply to med school after the undergraduate. Okay. Next is an early assurance program. You have the kind of the pre-med, which is the traditional, then you have the BSMD, and I like this because it's somewhere in between. The early assurance program, which is kind of Case Western, University of Toledo, all these have this program where students get to study or experience for 2 years and apply for the BSMD program in the sophomore year. Okay, so I like this because it gives students like test waters whether they really want to be a doctor or not. Because at 17, it's not possible for teens to decide whether they want to be a doctor, right? So it's always good to have the 2 years to kind of decide and get your left brain developed, right? So the requirements are, again, academic performance. They need to take MCAT, extracurricular activities, which is like research, medical shadowing, volunteering, and of course, there are interviews, okay? So that's what it is. In between that, I like this program better than the BSMD or the traditional. Okay. Next is the BSMD, which is why you're here for. So there are BSMD, BAMD as well. So I want you to remember that it's not just needed that you have to graduate, have an undergrad graduate in science. I've had a student go to Drexel for BAMD. So I asked her, she's like, Joe, I like literature. I like history. So I want to pursue that in my undergrad. So at that time, what happens is the first 2 years, they study all the literature and the non-sciences. And then the second 2 years, they kind of catch up on the sciences and get ready for the MD program. So this is also a very, very popular option, okay? BAMD. So you have BSMD and then BAMD, okay? And the many names for the BSMD, it's called Direct Medical Program, Accelerated Medical Program, whatever you call it. There is no separate admission process like I showed you. There is no MCAS application because the applying applications are like gnarly, right? It's very, very time consuming. So you're going to skip that and kind of get in. Of course, there's a little bit of conditional acceptance in terms of the GPA. You have to maintain your GPA, your MCAT score and everything, but you're admitted to an 8-year program. Or if you're applying to Augusta, it's a 7-year program, right? So that is the BSMD. Of course, the acceptance rate is notoriously low, 1 to 5%. And why is that? It's because these institutions have to spend a lot of money on equipment, on teachers, on medical theater, on everything. So that is why they're highly, highly selective in picking candidates. And I mean, don't quote me on this, but Rensselaer-Albany combination, they only take 26 students. They're very, very low that they do. And also a lot of colleges are getting rid of the BSMD and going into more traditional. Northwestern does not have a BSMD program. Boston University doesn't have a BSMD program. Baylor to Baylor does have, but they're extremely selective about it. Okay, the academic requirements, of course, for the BSMD, like I mentioned yesterday, for the key ingredients, you need high GPA, standardized test scores. It is not test optional, right? You have to submit your test scores. And also AP courses, I mentioned about the golden rectangle. That's also very, very important. Then the extracurricular activities, I showed about the tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, tier 4. Clinical exposure is a must. Research is a must. Volunteering and leadership, you have to showcase that in your extracurricular activities. Okay, and the application components, basically, they have a personal statement, right? So you need to get accepted into the undergrad program in order to apply for the BSMD. If you're applying for Drexel, then their BSMD application is due November 1st. That means you should have gotten into their undergrad program. That means you start your application around the October timeframe so that you get accepted into their undergrad and you are invited to apply in a portal to the Drexel. But every college is different. For Brown, for example, you apply in the Common App, the whole BSMD application, the undergrad, postgrad, and everything, and you submit it. Penn State is through the Common App. But other, like University of Alabama, they are not in the Common App, so it's a 3-step process. You get it? So they have their own essays, the BSMD. Why do you want to be a doctor? Why do you want to pursue this particular BSMD program, right? Then there's letters of recommendation and interviews, okay? For University of Alabama, the part of the BSMD application is they require 2 recommenders, that is apart from your undergrad recommendations, and that needs to be submitted before you even submit the BSMD application. Okay, and of course you have the interview, which is the multiple mini interviews, and I recommend my students to go in person. We have an expert that trains students in that because there's a lot of psychological questions, ethical dilemma questions that they ask, and the format is not the same. Either either students are interviewed by one BSMD admission officers or a panel, or they go to like different chambers to do their interviews. Now, Nova Southeastern is like that. So every time my student goes to an interview, we kind of interview the student to find out what happens. And we've had we know about every single college's MMI process, okay? And the competitive edge is they are looking for a unique quality or perspective to medicine, okay? Like they want to see the background in medical innovation, global health experience, and commitment. So that is why we built the cause area, right? We help students build a cause area, especially if you're a senior applying to college and you need that cause area that showcases your empathy and commitment to healthcare, to the community and everything, right? So that is the kind of story or the spike that they're looking for in a student, okay? And of course, academic rigor. We've seen that my student who got into Stanford, she also got 4 BSMD offers, and a student got 7 BSMD offers full ride. So it is possible, and we worked very closely to see what really is there in the resume, okay? So I'm going to go over another option, which is the BSDO, right? It's a very, very good option, and my students are doing exceptionally well in the DO program. Okay, and also I want you to go and ask your primary care physician what kind of a doctor they are, because mine is BSDO and he's an amazing physician, right? And so DO is Doctor of Osteopathy. So the whole method is different. It's osteopathic manipulative treatment, which is more spine focused. Okay, so it's a different science, but it's very, very well recognized and very popular. I've connected with so many people on LinkedIn, and I see a lot of DOs, and I'm going to interview a professor from the DO to throw light over how the program is. I'm going to interview this person tomorrow, and not tomorrow, what am I talking about? Next week, and you will be able to see that in our YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Samya, you want to share our YouTube channel so that people can wait for it? So next week, I'm going to interview this professor from NYIT's BSDO program. Okay, so that is DO. And about 60% of the DO physician, they come into mainstream, like be it like family medicine, internal, OBGYN, pediatrics, they all come back into mainstream programs. Okay. And I have a student, I have many students, but this student was very interesting. When I asked him, he was like, "Oh, get me to the DO program, Joe. That's what I'm looking for." I'm like, "Dude, why?" And he's like, "Joe, I want to treat basketball players and make millions," right? Basketball injuries. So it's a very, very popular field. The difference between MD and DO is MD is allopathy or modern medicine. Osteopathy is osteopathic manual medicine, OMM, or they do the osteopathic manipulative treatment, which is more spine focused. Okay, but they're very, very well recognized, and I highly recommend that. My students get into Nova Southeastern, which is a very good BSDO program. And the beauty about it is you can switch after your undergrad to apply to an MD school as well. So these are some very, very good opportunities that are there. So the difference is in the accreditation. The NDs or the allopathy, they have the Accreditation Council for Graduate Medical Education. And for osteopathic doctors, they have American Osteopathic Association. Okay. So any questions so far? What do you prefer so far? Let's ask you guys, do you prefer, what program do you prefer? You like the traditional, the early assurance, BSMD, or BSDO? Let's hear it from you. Okay, excellent. Yes, we're hearing a lot of answers. That's very good. Excellent. Very nice. Very nice. BSDO. I love BSDO. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So let's continue with that. Any questions about the different options? Please put them in the chat, because now I'm going to show what our solutions are and how our program is designed. All it takes is 12 weeks. Right? 12 weeks is the optimum time that our program is. And also, if it is senior, it's not going to be 12 weeks because it's a year-long program where we help our seniors with building the cause area. All right. And until August, we are building the cause area. Right. And come August, we switch gears to working on our essays, college lists, supplemental essays, and everything. So the way we do for seniors is until August, we are preparing the profile. August to about October middle, we are working on the undergrad applications. October 15th to about December 15th, we are working on the BSMD application, because they need to submit their undergrad application and wait to get accepted and invited, right? And after December 15th, from December 15th to end of March, we are working on the multiple medical interview, right? And also there's something called as a Casper test. I think I'm going to go over that tomorrow. We help students prepare for Casper test as well. Okay, so let me continue with my presentation, and I will answer your questions. Any other questions that you may have, please put them in the chat and the Q&A, and I will answer them. Okay, so based on all the knowledge and our experience, do I have your permission to reveal our success formula? I mean, yes, of course. So we have our research program. We have cancer, neuroscience, infectious diseases, and nanoscience. We also have AI for that. And you can also do a research in AI to get into the BSMD program, right, in biomed. Right, that's also a very, very good option. And the design of our program is students do deep learning with the expert. We have a cancer expert, we have neuroscience, we have nanoscience and AI and all these professors. And we also have a creative writer who helps write a 4,000-word research paper that we help submit in research journals. And 14 of my students' research paper got approved, and it's already been published. And we are working towards helping students to go and present it in a conference. There is an API conference that is in July, where students can present their abstract, right? So that's how we encourage and build an ecosystem. Okay, our cancer program is closed. We have neuroscience. She's Professor Kate, who's a full professor in biology. She just moved to Mississippi, her University of Mississippi. She was in University of Tennessee. So she's going to teach neuroscience, the Zika virus, CTE, and meningitis, and all those kind of diseases. And students write a research paper. And here we have nanoparticles is also a very, very, very up and coming field. This is a professor from Arizona State University who teaches nanoscience. Okay, so nano research, but it's all related to biomed. Okay, and then this is a professor in AI. She's from University of Maryland. Okay, and the outcome of our 12-week research paper, of course, you're going to have a research paper completion, submitting it in scientific journals that accept high school research. Please remember, you're not going to compete with PhD aspirants or other people. It has to accept high school research. Then you will be able to attend conferences and present your findings and recommendation. Okay, and successfully published research papers, you can see a lot of them in Journal of Student Research. Okay, and all these are list of conferences that we help students to go into. They're either virtual, in person, or abroad. My student went to Puerto Rico for the gravitational conference to showcase his research. Okay, and okay, so this is Shivank. He presented his paper in Puerto Rico for the American Society of Gravitational and Space Research. Okay, and we have about 25 sessions and 2 one-on-one sessions with the research professor, 2 with a creative writer, 1 thesis defense, submission to journals, and recommendations. Okay, and why join research, right? Why join the program? Number 1, it develops the medical skills like critical thinking, going deeper into a topic, right? You're learning from a professor. And of course, it boosts your BSMD application, right? Like I mentioned, research is the number 1 extracurricular activity that BSMD colleges see there. And of course, you get to network with the professors. You will be able to put the professor's name in the college application. And you are showing colleges that you care about the medical field and you are going to stand out in your college application. That's why we got to join research. Okay, next we have BSMD counseling. In 12 weeks, like I mentioned, teenagers have patients only for 12 weeks. Beyond that, you will just have to drag them to come into any course. So we've optimally seen this, and this is what works well with us. So week by week, they're going to learn. It's not enough if you learn. They have to learn and create that profile, right? So we teach them course selection, how to select courses based on their program of study. The test planning is there, honors and awards, extracurricular activity, creating a resume and cover letter so that they can apply for those volunteering opportunities, right? We help them find medical shadowing, volunteering, creating a passion project, the spike, and the case study, right? So this is every Saturday that goes on evening, okay? So the summary, you have 22 live sessions. We have 1 session that's counseling and another session exclusively for what admission officers look into an application. So we give them applications and role play and ask them to pick applications. So that is how practical this gets. So they will be building their academics, shadowing, leadership, extracurricular wow factor, which we love, right? And of course, passion project. Okay, and why join our program? Like, why should you join the counseling program, right? 1, you get unique activities. I'm not going to share them with you, and Google is not going to help you, and it's not HOSA. Okay, I have nothing against any of these school clubs, but they're school clubs. They're tier 3, tier 4 activities, right? So we give some top tier activities that will make your application shine. And of course, they're not college courses, right? Anybody can take college courses, and that's not going to help your profile because there are 2 things. A college course is consumption, right? There's not much outcome that you're showing, but the activities that we showcase, the activities that we help build, they are going to show outcome and they are going to enhance your profile. And of course, key medical experience, how to find the volunteering, how to find the shadowing. The constant complaint I hear from parents is, oh, I'm not getting an opportunity for my child, right? So we are going to help you find them within the 25-mile radius. Figure out your passion, right? And it's not an overnight thing. We have a lot of exercise to showcase what is that one single thing that a child is passionate about, that drives them towards the medical field, right? And they will have their own personal plan. We also have all the presentations on our YouTube channel. You will be able to see students presenting it. Okay. And we have the comprehensive counseling for students who are applying for 2025 fall, very, very critical, right? And pretty much everything is covered, right? We build the cause area for them, build a college list, essays, interview, Casper, just about everything is included in the comprehensive program. Okay, and why should you join our program, right? So number one, students get to find their cause, a unique cause. They get to build their website. Admission officers do look at external websites. College list, a very, very strategic college list, which you will not find these colleges on Google, right? And Common App essay, we have an ex-admission officer who teaches students how to write the essay. Then BSMD supplements and MMI interviews. I mean, they're pretty much one-on-one sessions, and every week we are prepping students to kind of ace the MMI interview. Okay. So you're ready to make a difference? Then you have two choices. One, you can try to figure out on your own, trial and error. You're going to get there, but we don't know it. Maybe just a patchwork. Or you can follow my proven system, our proven system, and the choice is yours. Of course, every day you wait, you're going to lose out on the opportunity. Okay, and our BSMD program, the 12-week program, that's the basic program. Everybody has to go through that. And then we offer on top of that, which is $900. It's all available on our website, which I'll showcase. And our research program is only $2,500. And we have a coupon summer 2025 where you will get some money off. So how do you register? You can go to our website. It's all on our website. I'm going to share that. You'll see that. So we have at the moment neuroscience and nano and also artificial intelligence. All the details are available on that. It starts from July 20th. It's on a Sunday, right? And week by week, you will see all the topics that are going to be discussed: Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, CTE, chemical imbalances in the brain, Zika virus, everything. And it's taught by Professor Kate, who's like simply an amazing professor. Okay. And yeah, and of course, all it takes is 12 weeks to conduct a research and our counseling program, except for seniors who have like a year-long program. And of course, we have an ultimate scholarship guide, which you will get access to. And there is a masterclass there where I'll invite you to showcase how to build a scholarship profile and like profile of students who've won over 4 or 7 BSMD acceptances with full tuition. Okay. And of course, you have the summer 2025 where you can put that. And if you are a senior, then you can schedule a call with me to go over how to plan your profile. You can schedule a call using this link. Yeah. Okay, so I also wanted to share our partners who have other tutoring services. That there is Tutor Roars. I highly recommend them, and you will get a free demo session if you use this link. I'm going to share that. You can like practice your AP classes, English, summer math, and everything through this, and you will get a free demo session through us. Okay, so that's what I have. Any questions? I'm going to stop sharing. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, any questions? I can answer them. Okay. Okay, let me get to that. Hold on a second. Okay, so let's go with the questions that you have. Let me put in this link. Oh yeah, oh, I'm so sorry, I forgot the homework. Homework for today would be, why do you want to become a doctor and what pathway do you desire? Because that is like a typical question that comes mm, in all the BSMD essays, okay? And this is the link to our tutors as well, okay? So let me go with the questions. And somebody raised their hand. I'm going to have to, um, yeah, I'm going to answer the questions. Any questions? Hold on a minute. Let me just go over the questions and I'll give you an opportunity to ask. Is Brown one of those? Yes, Brown is a BSMD program. It has Brown PLME, which is an 8-year BSMD program. Okay. Okay. What are some of the early assurance program? Do early assurance program have 1 to 5% acceptance rate once you're sophomore like BSMD? The acceptance rates change depending on what the colleges are. They are much higher when it comes to the early assurance program. Okay, but getting into the early assurance is equally hard. Okay. If someone wants to get into surgery, what would it be better, BSMD or PSDO? Either one of them, because DO doctors also become surgeons, right? So any one of them, okay? Should I watch BSMD day one before this since I wasn't here yesterday? Absolutely. Yesterday was all about the key ingredients. That'll be a good watch as well. Everything is available on our site, okay? I heard that BSDO don't have international recognition. Is that true? Not at all. BSDO have all kinds of recognition, and it's a very, very popular program in the United States. Okay. So someone had a question. Was it, yeah, I've given you an opportunity to speak. Hari NAB, is that you? I think you raised your hand and you can unmute yourself and ask a question. Anybody else wants to ask a question, please feel free to raise your hand and I'll give you an option to unmute yourself and speak. Okay? Anyone has any questions? No? Quiet bunch. Quiet bunch. Come on. Okay, the question is, how is your public pro? Yeah, our public speaking is pretty good, right? Yeah, definitely it would help them. Yeah. Yeah. If you aren't in honors classes, can you still do a BSMD? Yeah, of course. You want us to check your profile, right? So it's not like you have to be in honors, or you just need to have all your AP courses, because we've seen students with not so perfect grades get into the BSMD BSDO program as well. So it's all about building that story, the extracurricular activity. It's like a holistic approach that you need to have for these competitive programs. Okay. Any questions? No? Okay. Okay, NSU's BSDO has much higher acceptance rate. Is it a reason for that? I don't see a reason for the higher acceptance rate, but Nova Southeastern is an exceptionally good BSDO program. Yeah. Yeah, BSDO programs have a higher acceptance rate than BSMD. Okay, the question is, if your school does not offer APs, are they still expected of you? No. The thing is, every counselor will present a school report. So the admission officer will be able to look at the school report that basically talks about what courses are offered in your school district. If your school district does not offer APs, then there's not much that you can do, right? So it's not expected that every child needs to graduate with 10 plus APs. It also depends on the number of APs that's offered in your school district. So yeah, but if about 35 APs are offered, then it's expected to have at least 10 in your transcript. If nothing is offered, then there's nothing that's expected, right? So that's how it's weighed. Okay. Any other questions? How do you find university research program? We offer research program. It's extremely hard to find research programs. That is why we started here. Right. And we have university professors who run our research programs, and our students have gotten exceptional acceptances into BSMD and scholarships and Ivy Leagues based on going through our program. I'm just going to quickly share with you the amount of scholarships that my students have won. Okay. Just going to quickly go over like what all places my students have gotten accepted into. Okay, so if you see here, all these are scholarships that our students have won. Okay, so you can see here all these are our students who've gotten into like if you see here, St. Louis University is a BSMD program, UNC Chapel Hill, UC Davis, UPenn, all these are research students, Georgetown, right? So yeah, all these are our students who've gotten into all these programs, who've done research with us, right? So that's what we have. Any other questions? Please put them in the chat. Okay. Okay, so you can find all the resume and everything in our recording, and we will share different resumes as a part of our BSMD counseling program. So you're part of that. So you will be able to evaluate those essays. You will be able to see all those applications and resume in our counseling class. Okay? So we will share them there. Okay, but you can access that on the recording as well. Okay. Okay, so Billy, what do you charge? So all our programs are listed on our website. You can check out all our research programs and everything right here on our website. You can see that here. Okay, so all our programs, the pricing, everything is on our website. You can go there and kind of check out everything. Okay, I posted it. And anybody else wants a call back, please share your phone number. Our wonderful team of people will be able to call you back and answer any of your questions. So if you have any questions, please put them in the chat and we can get back to you. Okay. If not, I will let you go and see you tomorrow. Tomorrow is all about it's all about the college application. The BSMD application is a very, very critical thing, so don't miss out. Any questions, please put them in the chat. Anybody who needs anybody who needs a call back, please put them in the chat and we will get back to you. And any specific questions that you have, please join our program and we will be able to help you build a profile. We've seen people trying to build it and it's kind of a patchwork. And by the time they come to us in the senior year, it's so difficult to undo things. So our counseling program is a good place to start. You can join that. Okay. And yes, I answered the question, Sai, yesterday. If you can look back at the recording, I clearly mentioned, I want you to go and look at the recording. Your answer is right there. Okay. Yeah. So take care now.